is awesome to see you guys
Good
today.
Morning. Oh.
Yeah. Nice background we got here today, huh? For episode number 628 of This and That.
That's a lot of
on
episodes.
Acquisto Real Estate TV. It sure is, Shana. So today we're going to have 3 topics for you. We're excited to bring them to you. Number 1 is going to be about the lead-based paint disclosure, and you're going to have a quiz related to that.
Yes,
lead-based paint disclosure
we've
and a
discussed this
quiz.
recently, but we're going to have round 2 of this.
Listing details description. We're going to discuss that and what you should be doing there. And then a concierge service coming to Acquisto
soon.
Real Estate soon.
Our very own coming soon. Yep.
Discuss that one. And then today's real estate word of the day will be brought up later on.
You have to stay till the end.
Stay till the end, and then we'll tell you what that word is. Thank you guys for joining us today. Go ahead with roll call.
Good morning, everyone. As you know, every morning you should chat your name in. Let us know who you are. We are live today on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. So welcome, everyone who's joining us this morning. Thanks for getting up with us.
If anyone else wants us on another platform, let us know. We can do up to 5 live. So if there's a platform that you think would be good, then we'll join there. It's not a problem at all. If it would be easier for you, more convenient, or you think we'd get more people to watch in different platforms, please let us know. Go ahead and chat that in, and we'll strongly consider that for you.
All right. Is
that cool?
Pre-Friday today. We're excited to get rolling. You ready?
Yes, ma'am. Lead-based paint disclosure and a little quiz related to it.
Yeah.
Number 1 is going to be how to avoid some lawsuits here. What additional forms are required? We're going to show off the actual form. Then we're going to show you like a pamphlet and give you some description information. And Sean is going to ask you some questions. And we're going to see how you do on a quiz.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started.
Let's get started. So we're going to take a look at the addendum. So if you are listing a property or you have a buyer purchasing a property, Omkar, you can bring that over, that was built prior to 1978, it is very, very important that you have this addendum attached. So we're going to talk about it first. If you are a listing agent, you should determine if the home was built before 78, and you should make sure that you get your seller to sign this lead-based paint addendum up front. Don't wait until you have a contract. It should be part of your listing paperwork, okay? So if you have a buyer, one thing is to understand this disclosure is supposed to be provided prior to executing a contract. So you see now why, if you are a listing agent, why you really want to get this done up front, right? And have it in the file. Have it in MLS. Disclose, disclose, disclose. It's very important. So we're going to go through and kind of understand why it's important.
Okay.
So A, lead warning statement. I'm hoping you guys have read this, but this kind of explains why this is a problem. And if you read through here, there's a lot of risks associated with being exposed to lead, inhaling it, digesting it. So if you had a home that maybe has old paint and, your child is going around and chewing on the baseboards or, the windowsills, it could be a problem. And we may think, really? That really doesn't pertain to our area? Yes, it does. There are plenty of homes that were built before 78, and although they may have been renovated or repainted, whatever it may be, we still have to have this form. So the next one is, let's go back up. A. So inspector. If you have someone that is going to inspect a property for lead-based paint, they must be certified. They're not the regular, typical inspector. You must ask your favorite inspector if they are certified to conduct lead-based paint inspections. Okay, so it's not the same inspector. So we're going to go to B, seller's disclosure. This is where the seller is going to let you know if they have any known knowledge of lead. So B1, presence of lead-based paint, or they'll check B, seller has no knowledge of lead-based paint. So they must check one of these boxes. Okay. And number 2, if they have records of lead-based paint in their home, they must check one of these boxes. Something has to be checked. Either they know about it or they don't. Okay, so that's B. C is the buyer's response to that knowledge. So number 1, if the seller has provided any information or documentation regarding lead-based paint, they must provide that to the buyer. Okay, and the buyer must see it. So let's talk about this for a second. B1 and 2. Okay, think about this. Put your thinking caps on. So buyer waives the opportunity, no matter what they receive from the seller. If the seller says we don't have any information on it, they may still want to do an inspection. Okay, so they need to acknowledge that either they're going to have an inspection or they're not. In C2, within 10 days, so this allows them 10 days extra. So if you have an option period of 5 days, this kind of surpasses that, right? So you have 10 days that you can do an inspection, okay? Unless they check number 1. If they waive the right to do an inspection, then they don't have those days. But if they don't, in number 2, if they check number 2, within 10 days of the effective date of the contract, they have the right to conduct an inspection. Do they have to? They can opt to not if they choose to. So I don't know what that tells you guys, but I'm going to ask you a quiz about that in a minute.
Yes.
So if they do get an inspection, then they have 14 days after the effective date of the contract to terminate the contract and get their earnest money back.
Whoa.
Okay, so it's very important. This must be disclosed. It must be discussed with your clients, whether it's a seller or a buyer. Okay, so what they have to do in acknowledgement is, have they received copies of information listed above? Well, if there is any, you as the buyer's agent should make sure that they've received all the copies. Pay attention to this one, D2. Buyer has received the pamphlet, Protect Your Family from Lead in Your Home. I don't know if you guys are doing this. I'm assuming all of you are. But when you tell a client to just check here or there, or you send it in DocuSign and have them check here or there, they're trusting you as their agent. Fast forward to this new buyer that you had moves into a home and their child gets sick, and it's because of lead-based paint, and they look back and they're like, well, I just signed it because my agent, who I trusted and hired, sent that to me to sign. So you see where that could be an issue. So we need to make sure, again, disclose, discuss, and provide this pamphlet along with this disclosure, no matter what. It's in your zip forms, it's in the template. It should also be sent, and this is, Omkar's pulling that up now, it should also be sent for them to acknowledge. I would like for you guys to have them initial this document as well, along with the amendment or the addendum for lead-based paint in the seller's disclosure. That way, they've acknowledged it in 2 different places, and that protects you in the event something happens down the road. It also reminds you to do that and to disclose and discuss with them. Okay? So the next thing is, Omkar, if you could go back to the addendum, please. So the broker's acknowledgement here. So this is a form that they are also requiring us to sign as the broker. So that kind of tells you the significance of this and that it is something of importance, right? They want us to sign that, acknowledging it as well. So they're making sure they've got everybody in check here, that this is an important document. So pay attention to it, do it correctly, and don't just send it with everything else and let it get lost, amongst other things. All right, are y'all ready for a quiz?
Yeah.
Who's ready?
I'm ready, Shana.
Okay. Question number 1. When must the lead-based paint disclosure be disclosed? When? When should it be provided to a buyer? I want you guys to interact here and answer these, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, what happens if you fail to disclose this? As a seller, if you fail to disclose this, what happens? Okay, you can answer that one too. Who has to sign the document? Okay, the next thing is, can you do your own lead-based or lead inspection? Is there a way for you as a homeowner to check if you have lead-based paint in your home? Do y'all know that? Okay, let's see. Stacy's not answering. Rachel, before signing a contract. Mike Shepard doesn't know. He needs an answer from Stacy. Logan, at beginning of transaction. That is correct, you guys. Thank you for answering. Number 1, when does this have to be disclosed? Before executing a contract. So it's before executing a contract. Period. Very simple. Okay? Let's see who's going to answer the next one. Who has to... Oh, what was the next one? What must disclosure be provided?
I think...
What happens if you fail to disclose?
Yeah, the seller has to eat the lead-based paint themselves.
Do you guys know what happens if you fail to disclose this? You execute a contract and, oh shoot, here you go. Forgot about this. It's actually built before 78. What could happen there? You, actually me, could be sued for 3 times the damages, okay? So you may think, that's ridiculous. There's no lead-based paint in this home. Doesn't matter. This is a huge, huge responsibility of you guys, okay? You can be sued. So we don't want to be sued. Please, we do not want to be sued. Pay attention to this.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. I promise you, we don't. All right. So, does, what was the other one? Or who has to sign the disclosure? Do you guys know that? Good job, Martha. Good job. Everyone, buyer, seller, listing broker, buyer broker, everyone has to sign this document. It is not valid if all signatures aren't on that document. So, it must be filled out, it must be signed, and it must be given prior to executing a contract. I hope you guys understand that, because we've seen a few come over, they're not checked out properly. I don't think the pamphlet's getting sent out. And this is really important. Pay attention and do it correctly. Okay. There you go.
Please.
How do you like that? Yes.
Please.
Y'all, these lawsuits that are coming right and left from people, it's really not, most of the time has nothing to do with this. It has to do with this being the technicality. It has to do with something else that happened in the transaction. And people look for these outs all the time to happen, right? So we don't want to give anybody an out. And we want to protect our client. So be careful. Oh, can you, as a homeowner, check for lead-based paint? Yes, you can. We actually had a client, earlier this year, that lives in an old home in downtown McKinney, and they did a check of the lead in their home, and they did have some. So it was very, very small, and they say it's like 0.06 to, there's a range, and it fell way under the range, but it did pop up. So it was an interesting conversation that we had with them. Yeah.
We should have the gadget here.
We should have the gadget here.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll work on getting that.
Thank you guys for participating. I hope you understand this is an important document and take it seriously and fill it out correctly, please. Please.
Hello, welcome to TNT. Topic number 3 for today. Concierge services coming soon to Acquisto Real Estate. That is Shana Acquisto. She's a luxury real estate broker. She's been on me for getting more stuff for the agents. She wants to make sure that the agents are fully happy, that they get every single thing that they need.
That's right.
Right?
It's the Agent Alliance over here.
Yeah, you've been all over us, and that's been really good. What we want to do is make sure that we provide the absolute best for every agent here that we have. Make sure that they're getting the absolute most value.
So when you guys see Mike say, oh, yeah, we've been asking about this, please.
No, well, this is some stuff that you guys have been looking forward for, right? We had a meeting yesterday on our agent workshop, and we discussed this topic in particular, and there was a lot of people that were super positive about it. And they wanted to hear what was going on, and they were like, oh, this would be really good. It seemed really difficult to do on your own, but yet if you had some support that you could quickly go through this and subscribe people or have these things kind of taken care of for you. So it kind of perked up in our mind. We're like, whoa, is this something that's important to you?
Yeah.
Right? So it seems like it is. So is a concierge service coming soon? There's a question mark after that. And we need to kind of discuss what that would be for you as an agent. So next week during our weekly workshop, we're going to dive deeper into it. So what I would like you to do is bring some ideas on things that you as an agent would like this concierge service to do for you, knowing that they can't physically go out to a location, but there are things that they could be able to do for you.
Yes, work related. They're not going to come and clean your home or wash your car or fill your car up with gas. That's your husband's job. This is... These are things work related that would be really nice if, you know, you had the option to have or the ability to have someone else do them for you.
Yep. Subscribe somebody for this, send out this letter, do any one of those things in that type of fashion. So next week, please be prepared.
Yeah.
Please dive into the weekly workshop that we had yesterday. If you missed it, go ahead and watch the pre-recorded version of it that was completed, so you can find that up live now. And we're going to discuss some things that you want to do. We're going to try at the end of the meeting to come out with some clear and actionable items that we can start to implement for the agents. So we'll work through that and see exactly what it is. And we want to find out the top things you want to do, and it should be some additional services that the support family is starting to do for you. So we'll kind of look at that and see exactly how we can do it for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Very good. So be on next Wednesday, please, but come with some ideas.
Yes.
Awesome.
You guys have great ideas, so bring them all.
Yes. And Megan, between now and then, we'll be working on kind of like an outline of what we could kind of do. Her and I will meet and make sure we kind of have some framework on things that we think are possible and what we could do there. So we'll meet on that topic and have some really good discussions, and excited to be expanding and hopefully helping more, right, where the agents need.
Yeah.
And the whole purpose behind that is to create more repeat and referral business for agents. That is their personal business. Yeah. Probably a lot easier to do than to go out on Facebook and find new people. Let's find the existing people that are happy with us and get more of them.
Yeah, you've already worked hard for it. Yeah. Right?
Yeah,
you want to maintain it.
Awesome. Super excited about that.
Yeah.
You good with that topic?
I'm good with it.
Word of the day. Today's real estate word of the day is to do somebody a solid. This word's brought to us by Rachel Wester. Shauna's going to go ahead and read the definition, and then we'll briefly discuss it.
Okay. Do someone a solid. A favor or an act of kindness, often done for a friend or a work associate to get them out of a sticky situation. Often uncomfortable, awkward, or at the last minute, but a true act of friendship.
Very good.
Okay.
So to do someone a solid is maybe to, I don't know, if you think back and like when you were younger, maybe it would be to go talk to the other girl so your buddy could talk to the girl that he wanted to really talk to. To when you're showing a home, to take the annoying uncle away from the husband and wife so that the agent could show that property, right? To go do an open house for somebody so that the agent could show the multi-million-dollar home, right? To, in the rain, go put out the open house signs for your wife so that she can stay inside the open house and have no visitors because it's raining. Why are we putting the signs out, right? But that would be an example of it, right? Yeah. So I'm sure all of you guys have done those types of things for your friend or for your colleague or somebody else, but Rachel was kind enough to bring that one up and to do somebody a solid.
Yes.
Thank you, Rachel.
Great job, Rachel.
Appreciate it. And your fellow agents also appreciate it.
Yes.
When that does happen.
You guys all do each other solids from time to time.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite words. Whenever I use it, Shauna's like, why are you using that word? I like it. I don't know. Maybe it was where I grew up, the time I grew up, but
maybe
it was a thing. So chat in now if that's a word that you as an agent like. Well, that's a wrap for today. There's some questions. We're going to go over those questions real quick that we see in the chat. We'll give a shout out to Martha. We saw Martha on Taco Tuesday. We ran into her and her family, and that was really nice. They're right on the patio. Kids are super active, so that was awesome.
It was great. And you know how I recognized her children? Because we had them at agent dinner, and they brought their family. It was great.
Yep. So that's the type of thing that we want to definitely continue to do there, ladies and gentlemen. We're happy to see that. Shauna, go ahead with some of these questions that you see coming up.
Okay, so let me go through here. What happens if you have an executed contract and one party has not filled out their portion? Then you better get on it and get it signed ASAP. How do you do that? You have to send it back. People have to acknowledge it. Everybody has to sign. Everybody. Okay? That's what you do there. Next question. Mike Shepard has a $19.99 lead sensor gadget from Home Depot. Can they use that in the inspection? No. It has to be a certified lead inspector. Okay? There is a list on it's the Department of Health Services, I believe. They have a link to inspectors on their website.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rachel had a buyer agent who said their broker required them on 1978 homes. Should we oblige? Well, it says clearly prior to 1978, so you don't have to have it if it's built in 78, but it's not a bad idea. Go ahead and, you can never have too much information or over-disclose. So if you guys want to do it for 78, it's your choice, but you don't have to. So it's up to you.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay. Thank you guys very much for participating. There might be a reward for the ones who engaged.
A reward?
Yeah.
So you're going to get to go to the treasure chest.
Yeah, the treasure chest is going to open and you're going to get to come pick something from the treasure chest.
Whoa.
Ring pops.
I like that. Yeah. What else was it? What were the top items in the treasure chest?
Those bouncy balls. Remember they always had those cool bouncy balls?
Yeah, that kids would eat.
Yeah.
Why would they eat a bouncy ball?
I don't know.
We're done. Right. That's enough,
See
right?
ya.
Alright, picture time.
Picture time.
Picture time.
Hey, you got good engagement today, Shauna. Way to go. You just ask more questions. Good questions, apparently.
Quiz is the way to go. First topic, lead-based paint. And now. second topic, concierge service.
Concierge service. That is a nice one.
And now, and word of the day, do someone a solid.
Yes.
And now,
Got it.
all right.
Well, thank you, Sir Omkar. Much appreciated. That was well done today. Nice job. You know, it seemed better maybe because